Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm the moderator today. Can you hear me?
Assalamualaikum. I'm the MC for today.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. How are you, Tuan
How are
Syed?
you? Alhamdulillah, everybody's in.
Yeah, everybody is in. Dr. Zainaria might be late since she have meeting this morning.
Understood. I also just popped in from a meeting also.
Okay. Okay, MC, can start.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a pleasant morning. Welcome to the Magnificent 7 Communication Series, a plus factor to gain industry insights. We would like to extend our warm welcome to Yang Dihormati Tuan Syed Mohamad Idid, the Head of Corporate Community and Public Engagement of PLUS Malaysia. yang berusaha Dr. Siti Zanariah binti Haji Yusof, Head of IPRMSA Unisa Chapter, as well as yang berusaha Mr. Muhammad Nazri bin Abu Hassan, our Head Program, yang dihormati lecturers and students. I would like to take a moment to recognize and thank all participants for attending this talk. My name is Siti Aisyah binti Muhammad Tahir, and it is my pleasure to be your MC today. Ladies and gentlemen, before I proceed, may I invite everyone to invoke the Almighty God for His blessing and may peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. With that, I would like to call upon Mr. Muhammad Saifullah bin Mazlan for the Doa recitation. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Those non-Muslims are welcome to pray according to your belief. Al-Fatiha. A'udzubillahi syaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Hamda yuwafi ni'mahu wa yukafi'u mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhikal karimi wa azimi sultanik. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Allahumma inna nas'aluka salamatan fid din wa afiyatan fil jasad wa ziyadatal ilm wa barakatan fil rizq wa taubatan qabla al-maut wa rahmatan indal maut wa maghfiratan ba'dal maut. Allahumma hawin alaina fi sakaratil maut wan najata minan nar wal afa indal hisab. Allahumma inna ala zikrika wa syukrika wa husnil ibadatik. Ya Allah, Ya Rahmanim, you are the one who created the wonders of the moon and the sun, the skies and the seas, earths that cycle, also the wonders and secret in heavens. Beautiful and gracious one, grant us your forgiveness and love. Bless us, our family, friends, our relatives, and all people around the world. Help and guide us so we can walk on it. Treasure us with your redha, so we will become blissful and successful people eternally. Ya Allah, amidst the current pandemic, keep us away from COVID-19. We seek refuge in you from this evil disease. Bless us all with peace, health, and happiness. With that, bless our program today, so our gathered efforts will gain your rahmah the moment it starts to its last second. Please put nothing in this program but all goodness I sing. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaitana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmah innaka antal wahhab. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa barik wasallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Thank you, Mr. Saifullah, for the beautiful prayers. May our event be blessed. May our event be blessed and run accordingly. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, this program is named the Magnificent Seven Communication Series, a plus factor to gain industry insight. They will be sharing sessions from our seven great panelists. As for today's sessions, Tuan Syed will talk about trust, a rare commodity that must be protected. Without further ado, I would like to call upon Dr. Siti Zanariah binti Haji Yusof, the advisor of IPRMSA Unisa Chapter, for the opening remarks.
Okay, bismillah. Sorry. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I'm going to represent Dr. Siti Zanaria for the speech. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day I bid to everyone here. Okay, thank you for the MC for giving me the opportunity to deliver a word or two on this blessed day. By the way, Dr. Siti Zanaria sent her regards to Tuan Syed and also everyone here in this event. Yang berbahagia, Tuan Syed Mohamad Idid, the Head of Corporate Community and Public Engagement plus Malaysia Berhad, Yang berusaha Mr. Muhammad Nazri bin Abu Hassan, the President of IPRMSA Unisa Chapter, as well as the Head of the program. Yang dihormati IPRM Council members, lecturers and fellow participants, as well as the students. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I would like to express my gratitude to Tuan Syed Mohamad Idid, the Head of Corporate Community and Public Engagement of Malaysia, for being with us to share his knowledge and thought on the today's topic, which is trust, a rare commodity that must be protected. Deep appreciation also goes to all IPRM Unisa Chapter Council members who are present here, and all committee members who have put their best effort to make this event happen. Thank you for your cooperation and congratulations on your participation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Magnificent 7 Communication Series program is an event in collaboration with Plus Malaysia Berhad. In this event, 7 communication champions from various industries will share their knowledge and experience for 2 months, in which from January 2021 till February 2021, with the aim to gain insight about the industry itself. As the advisor of the club, I am very grateful and honored to have them as our panelists, as well as Tuan Syed Mohamad Idid, for helping us to make this event a success. IPRMSA Unisa Chapter is formed to bring together students who are interested in the field of public relations and provide them with early exposure to the role and functions of public relations. Today's event will be highlighting the history of IPRMS Chapter as an awe-inspiring event, with the panelists willing to sacrifice their time to be with us and share their expertise. To all IPRMSA members and students, take this golden opportunity for you to gain knowledge about the industry and expose yourself to real challenges for your future endeavor. American columnist and lenders once said, opportunities are usually disguised as hard work, so most people don't recognize them. With that, I end my speech with wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nazri, for the advice and inspiring speech. Today, I will introduce you to our guest of honor speaker. Tuan Syed Mohamad Idid is the head of Corporate Community Public Development of Plus Malaysia. He brings with him 29 years of public relations, government liaison, and stakeholder advocacy experience. Key accolades include helping the organization improve its reputation index, ranking from 7th place in 2018 to 3rd place within 6 months in 2019. He also steered the team to back 4 gold and 2 silver awards in corporate branding, technology, internal communications, best use of digital, as well as for their work for public sector. As first-time entrants in the Malaysia PR Awards. Having a multitude of experience in regional and global PR consultancies, Tuan Syed has also successfully driven brand communication initiatives for an international bank and numerous national financial institutions. He was also the private media to the 9th Chief Justice of Federal Court, Malaysia, and initiated the first media engagement between the press and judiciary of Malaysia. Last but not least, I would like to call upon Tuan Syed Mohamad Idid, the head of Corporate, Community and Public Engagement Plus Malaysia, to present his speech. Please welcome our beloved moderator, Kassul Karnai. And
Assalamualaikum, Tuan Syed.
Salam.
How are you today?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good.
Are you ready?
Sehat? Yes, yes. So I can start, yeah?
The Magnificent Seven Communication Series. What can you share your understanding about this program?
Okay. So, as you know, last year, Dr. Zanaria and yourselves need to give a talk webinar, right? And I am very touched that these UNISA students are very, what was that exact word that I want to use? They're very passionate about learning, right, and gaining knowledge. And Mohamad, you're right. You know, this opportunity to share is something that, as we are Muslims, to share knowledge is one form of ibadah, and this is what I intend to do. And also in the Quran, you know, mankind is at a loss. Kita kerugian demi masa, right? So I also know that I may not have much time, and when time is moving very, very fast. So when I spoke to Dr. Zanaria, I said, can I extend and ikhlas punya help that I want the students to benefit. When I was growing up in PR, I never had such opportunities. I never had people senior in the industry come to extend a hand and say, what do you like to know? What do you want to learn? How do you want to be better? So with my network relationship, I managed to connect to all these communicators, and Alhamdulillah, they have agreed to participate in this. So, you know, Magnificent Seven, all are young, you might not know, but it's a classic cowboy movie. There were 7 heroes that went into town to save the town. But why Magnificent Seven Communications is 7 is always a magical number, right? So it's easy to remember. So more than 7, inshallah, you know, if I can get more of my network to participate. But what is important in this series is each of them will be able to share their personal experiences and insight. You can read everything in the textbook, and that's what you're doing, right? But I believe that knowledge from experience, so that we do not make the same mistake, or we are able to preemptively be better, maybe is more valuable also, right? So perhaps share why I had this done with ISA, and inshallah I hope to replicate it, to reach out to as many young Malaysians who want to venture into the industry of public relations or communications, that experience. Because every time you go out to interview for a job, the interviewer asks you, well, you know, so what is your experience? With this knowledge, experienced practitioners, you yourself already gain insights. And those insights are your experience. So you can confidently say, I know what to do in a situation because this was what was shared with me from a seasoned practitioner. So perhaps one of the key things that is fundamental in terms of reputation of an organization is the word trust. And in any relationship, trust is key. Whether it's a relationship with your parents, whether it's a relationship with your loved ones, whether it's a relationship with your boss, whether it's a relationship with your colleague, co-workers, And very importantly, don't you realize trust is always there with our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? When we have faith, we put our trust in Allah. And trust is very, very important that we will feel protected and comforted to do the right thing. And that's why I say trust is a rare commodity these days, and that must be protected. And why is it a rare commodity these days? We have lost sight of our initial nawaitu, and our initial nawaitu is to help people. But now we knock each other and try to gain dunyawi favors. And when we do that, we erode trust amongst ourselves and among people who care and matter to us. Why? Because we are in pursuit of material benefits. So in the corporate world, in public relations, trust is indeed a critical component that will either define and enable the company to continue to sustain itself in the business environment, or it will totally crumble and collapse. Okay? So can we move to the next slide so that I can introduce you the magnificent 7 speakers? Okay.
Yes.
So all these people, they are my friends, they are my network. We have grown through the years. She's the managing director of FTI Consulting. FTI Consulting is one of the world's renowned crisis communications firm, right? And they did not come out from a PR platform from the PR industry. They came out during the Enron crisis, right? So they were initially a group of statisticians and also accountants. But having said that, they realized communication is critical. If you can find out the data pinpoint crisis that's coming in, you also need to be able to communicate it clearly and well, and therefore you're managing it and hopefully able to mitigate it. All right. So I see here she's agreed to speak tomorrow, right? 8th of January. Now, Mr. Hans Stoll, he's a certified professional resume writer. So he said, hey, how does this gel into the communications series? Now, this series is not just about public relations. It's about personal relations. And it's very, very critical for you all. You move towards the working world when you graduate, to be able to position and profile yourself to your prospective employer. Resume is a brand testimony. It is a personal press release about yourself. Companies, HR departments are getting thousands of applications a day. Similarly, editors are getting hundreds and hundreds of press releases a day. So what makes yours that the HR person, that the editor person will pick up that document and say, yes, this is a person I want to explore further. So Hans is going to help you craft your own personal PR narrative about you yourself as a brand. Because you know, companies will ask, so why should I hire you? How will you benefit my company by joining? And as somebody who is freshly graduated, I have no idea. I had no idea, right? But with this series, you will have an idea. You have a crystal clear idea. You will know with Liz Kamaruddin, what is crisis? How do you look at crisis? What are the other elements beyond crisis that you must need to prepare for? With Hans, you know how to chart your personal press release. Some call it resume, some call it curriculum vitae, CV, but I call it a personal press release. It's just like when we put an announcement, the new CEO of such and such company, and his background is there. Similarly, that CV is your press announcement to the company, why they should hire you and why you're the best person for the job. Honey. She's a sweet lady, right? And what she does is she actually teaches the co-joinment of branding in terms of how corporate people establish the brand and how you as an individual. Because as you go out in life, people do not know Shafiqah straight away. People would not know Aisha straight away. But you start building your personal brand now. What are you known for? What is his brand? His amanah, his trust. He is trustworthy. So you need to ask yourself, what is your brand? Some people might take from this and say, I want to shape my brand, Muhammad, as the master of disaster in the industry. That means, and I will build myself that in the future, any company that has crisis, you call Muhammad, the master of disaster comes in, everything will be solved. So establish your brand. So I see she's coming on 22nd of January. Next, please. Kushbu. I think I have a few of my team here who've experienced Kush. She's a very young, dynamic lady, and she's LinkedIn, right? So you see, like communications, there is so many plethora and levels of platforms. For press, you have the social media, you have the mainstream media, and that you also have the proliferation of online, you have the digital, you have even print still goes on. So what Kush does is she will help you focus on putting your persona into LinkedIn platform, right? Now, a lot of people say LinkedIn is where you get yourself noticed for prospective employers. Yes and no. We also have found out that LinkedIn is used very much to position your brand because the different social media platforms have different personification of audiences. If you notice, anyone that goes on to Facebook, the audience there could be the same person, are very emotionally easily triggered. For Plus, if you go to Plus website, whatever positive sharing we share, sure got people complain. Complain about RFID lah, people complain about. But if you put the same news into LinkedIn, people congratulate. People celebrate. People see the positiveness. You know that that world of LinkedIn is a world of educated, very objective, and very clear-minded professionals that see things as they are. Right? Whereas Facebook, you got to take it with a pinch of salt. Facebook belongs to a lot of angry, lonely people. Okay? Of course, there are also good people, because I'm in Facebook also, right? And those who are on Facebook, and on platforms, is always looking at the good things and taking out the learnings from those good things. Okay? On the negative things, we use it as the Gora, something that we can learn from it. Similarly with Twitter, similarly on YouTube. Okay? So I'm sure you would have gone to all these platforms that Plus is has on, right? DJ was with MDEC, and now he is the head of corporate comms for Proton. He and I, kita sebaya lah. We are the old souls of PR. So it's very rare how Proton as a national car, but the skin of a Chinese corporation, how are they turning things around? How are they keeping the relevant? How are they communicating to make it still appealing to the Malaysian masses? All right. So while UNISA, this is a IPRM, Institute of Public Relations Malaysian Student Chapter, Student Association, I've also managed to get the agreement of NDC while he's the managing director of a leading homegrown PR company. Andy has a lot of international PR experience, but he's also the president of the PRCAM, which is the Public Relations Communication Association of Malaysia, which is made up of predominantly PR firms, international, regional, and as well as local firms, right? So he brings a wealth of knowledge. And as I said, all these people are your potential employers, right? So you don't only get the benefit of experiential learning from them and insights, but you also build a connection and network. They may be your employer, but remember this, their networks are also your potential tentacles to future employment. You need to see it that way. Okay? Can we go next? So before I go into this, is there any questions at this juncture? Anything you want to ask about the speakers that I've just shared?
Sir, I was wondering what's the difference in IPRM and PCRA?
PRCA.
PRCA. Sorry.
PRCA, IPRM is NGO. PRCM is an association of like-minded industry players. IPRM, while it's institutionalized as NGO, it has a social obligation for the PR practice, right? The social obligation is to ensure that PR practitioners come out are well equipped, well educated, well trained, well knowledge to be able to cope with the demands of the industry. PRCAM, if you become a member of PRCAM, you'll be networking or facing with working PR practitioners, people who own PR firms or people who are employed in PR consultancies. PRCAM, IPRM, they are from the academia, lecturers of PR, but there are also PR companies who have joined them. But you also have a very large university youth segment from that, right? So that's why IPRM comes under the auspices of Kementerian Komunikasi and Multimedia Malaysia, right? Because it has a social obligation to the industry for PR practitioners. So you've got the business on one side, which is PRCAM, I would say the community knowledge-based platform on the other side, right? Okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, all clear. So let's go into this, right? Why trust is a critical ingredient. Once you do not trust anyone, you do not want to deal with the person. And when there's no dealing, there's no transaction, there's no business, it falls apart. Every business must be built on trust. Having said that, trust is also a very fragile commodity, right? And I think the ladies know this lah. They will tell them, don't ever trust. Betul tak, ladies? Right? In any relationship, because if you have trust, you know you person to have your back. You know you have the confidence and comfort of consuming or using that organization's products or services. I think some examples that we run through Bloomberg has said will actually clearly define this. But how do you protect trust? One of the key things of protecting trust is integrity, honesty, and having that open and transparent communication. If you have integrity, you will keep doing the right thing. Whether you or not, you will do the right thing, right? And when you do the right thing, people will gain respect for your reputation of never wavering for profits, of never wavering for personal gain. They know you are a man or a woman of integrity, and therefore you can be fully trusted, right? And to be honest is to actually be open about the real situation, okay? So honesty is, for example, we do say that everybody that travels on to Plus needs to have sufficient balance, right? And that's an honest fact. People say, oh, why don't you have RFID? Right? RFID is where we want to go, but we need to sort out the technological glitches. No point in us rushing it just because you want it, and then you start having problems with it, then the trust towards the technology will be totally diluted. So building trust time. And that's why they use the word building trust. They never say, snap your finger and trust is there. It's just like respect. It's earned. Build your trust. Your respect is earned. Okay? And one of the key things that organizations and individuals also must have is that openness to be able to be transparent in sharing and imparting knowledge. Even if it looks bad, don't be afraid. People who understand you, people who respect you, people who believe in you, people who trust you, even though the situation is not that positive, they will still trust you that you are going to do the right thing. But if you spin it, you lie, and they find out, you totally demolish yourself. Actually, trust is a self-creating commodity. You create trust. You create trust by your own integrity. And how do you have that integrity? You have the integrity. A lot say, is it a subject that you learn, integrity? Integrity is about the combination of ethics and morals. And all this is encapsulated in the Quran. As Muslims, what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to be amanah, we're supposed to be truthful. Do we in our prayer ever lie to Allah? We can try. Allah knows all, right? But it teaches us to be open, to help people, right? To be genuine, ikhlas. And as we set our intention, kita set punya nawaitu. The nawaitu is our compass of the day. When we bangun, right? We say, Alhamdulillah, Allah has given us a day, right? And we set our nawaitu to do good. Like today, when I woke up and I salat subuh, I said my nawaitu is to do better, to understand where we want to go, and to work together in a more cohesive manner. My nawaitu is able to impart knowledge to all of you, that it is knowledge that is useful, that you can use for your lives, right? So set your nawaitu. Nawaitu to be honest, to have integrity, to be transparent and trustworthy. Then you become a hit with people. People won't shy away from you. People want to engage you. People want to be with you. Because whatever you tell them, they have the confidence and comfort, it is the truth. And that's where trust comes into play. Not easy, because sometimes we are put in situations where do we do the right thing or do to cover up so that we achieve our end goal. All right? So just let me share you how my trust for my MD increased even more. We had a very long day yesterday. We went down to he will see our Bandar Iskandar punya the situation, because you know the cars from Singapore dulu for COVID will go through there, right? So we had a long day. We went to Link Kedua. We had meetings with the state government. Way back last night, it was quite late. He said, come, let's solat and have a coffee at Raman RSA. So that was the first time I stopped in Raman RSA northbound. That means that I've always stopped on the southbound way now. And of course, our SOP for COVID is we maintain the entry at one point. Dulu multiple points, right? So, but where the driver stopped us was where the surau and the toilet was, right? So it was actually very easy access. And yeah, there were people who actually flouted and started crossing kita punya barricades to come down. So I went there, looked at Datuk. Wow. And Datuk was trying to find out where the location. And he saw people coming out. So, Datuk, the easy way is what they're doing. The other way is a longer way. That means we have to go to the main entrance. See, if we have set that as the SOP, we must continue to follow that. So let's walk. So I know Datuk Azman Ismail, Managing Director of Plus Malaysia Berhad, dengan main, he sets it, he lives it, he walks it. He is somebody who is trustworthy. He will continue. You don't have to second guess. Betul ke? He is always straight on point. And that's why I trust my MD. Right? And we walked. It was very far away because the 1.1 exit entry. Right? But he lives by example. Similarly, have to have trust is to live it by example. To continuously, don't today look trustworthy, tomorrow on your promise. That shatters trust. Right? So I've given my preamble, all these words you all can. And I have to say, this is prepared by your team. Huh? Very good pointers. Can we go to the next slide, please? So this is just sharing from Bloomberg. The 5 worst PR disasters of 2020. But I didn't share. I also found out there's 20 best PR practitioners of 2020. That one will be another day. So all this you can read yourself because now it's 10:44. Technically, we've got 15 minutes and I want to give chances for you to ask things. So I won't go through this in details, but I just want to draw your attention to out of the top 5 disasters. It's very interesting to see number 5, right? Number 5 is actually where you all want to work. You all have the dream of becoming PR practitioners. My dream was to be, when I decided I wanted to go to PR, I wanted to work with the #1 PR consultancy in the world, which was Berhad Mastella. Now no more lah. Now back as Cohen Wolf Berhad Mastella. But at the heyday, Berhad Mastella was #1. And I'll tell you, young men and young ladies, it took me and 3 interviews. Sorry, 6 interviews. Each interview ada part 1, part 2 to finally get in there. It was that challenging, that difficult. But I never gave up. I never gave up. I learned from one rejection to another, right? So that's why I'm saying, when you go out, you'll get a lot of rejections. But Allah planned for you to get that one yes. And that is what He wants to give you. So do not be downtrodden, okay? So even with Edelman, the largest PR firm, the chief exec came out to promise no layoff, but in the end, he relegated on his word, okay? Can we go to the next slides? So all these are big brands, right? So this us is always seeking knowledge. This is where I open it to all of you. If you have any questions, inshallah, if I can answer and that the answer may be of you or you all, I'll do it. Right? So yeah. So my question to all, what was delivered? Did you find beneficial? Are you all looking forward to the next speakers that are coming? And if you have any challenges that you are undergoing with your comm study, this is your best chance.
Sir, I have questions. Okay, can you share with us some tips that you personally use in building trust with stakeholders?
Okay. One of the key things that we do, you need to design your stakeholder, the matrix, right? And you need to plot your stakeholders in terms of which one is of critical importance, which one is important, which one is not critical but have some level of importance. That means you need to keep them in the back burner. And then which one, is there, but you know that they may make noise, but it's just to have to keep an eye on them so that they don't go up to become the red alert, the critical ones, right? So you need to identify whichever organization you're in, you will know in retrospect what and who you need to deal with. So for example, of course, for Plus, important, but also above that, our regulator, which is Lembaga Lebuh Raya Malaysia, they are very important stakeholder. KKR, right? MOW, they're very, very important ministry. Subsequently, Ministry of Transport is also an important stakeholder for us. MIROS, which is the Malaysian Institute of Road Safety Research, is important collaboration. PDRM, and even our fence line communities. These are stakeholders. So they are at a different level. And of course, our very, very critical, crucial stakeholder that determines whether I still have a job in Plus is, for me, my boss lah, and the management. But for them and the organization is the board of directors, right? And for the board of directors, the shareholding, because we are 51% by Khazanah through UEM and 49% from EPF. All right. So yeah, so I'm just giving you a snapshot of the shareholders, so you can actually create, and you can Google out what is shareholder metrics or mapping, right? And this, and as you go, you can actually play with it. You can say, okay, if I'm going to the pharmaceutical industry, what is the important shareholder I need to have, right? So apart from Kementerian Kesihatan, there is also, if you're in a pharmaceutical, if you are creating products called drugs, right? You need to have the advertising, the medical advertising punya authority, right? So you need to have a relationship, because whatever you want to communicate out, even your press release on a new drug, it has to go to them, because they KKLIU, right? So if you get a KKLIU license, then you can promote, right? Because they don't want people in the medical line to create products and overpromise, right? So a less insight for all of you, kita orang Melayu ni, kita banyak produk dalam majalah lah, dalam they claim you makan this jus durian Belanda tak ada cancer, bla 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 bla, kan? Very easy. Ada KKLIU chop. This is one of the reasons why stakeholders are important. It validifies and it states the credibility of the situation you're in, right? Okay.
Thank
Good,
you,
sir.
Tuan Syed. Now I will take over the Q&A session.
All right.
So the next question is, in your opinion, what do you think of PR team in companies that choose to neglect to tell the truth in order to save their reputation? Is it okay
Very
to
good.
do so?
Is it okay to? Is it okay to
Is
do
it
so?
okay to?
Is it okay to lie to protect your reputation? Correct?
Yes.
The answer is a straight no. You should never be a politician. Okay? I think one of the, if you Google back, there is one quite long PR firm, Allahu Akbar. I cannot recall the name now. See, after a while, you need PR to be continuous drip feed because our memory do not hold very long. So this company was found, right, that they actually were involved in a racial campaign and a that propagated all of one of the South African or one of the African states punya government, right? And and when it was discovered that everything was manipulated by this PR company with and using the media, that exposure landed them in so much public scrutiny that their board of directors all resigned. That company had to just crumble and close down. The remaining staff quickly rebranded themselves. I know the current company now. The current company is called. See, I also forgot. Let me see. Anyway, I will share that with you in the group chat. But they had to brand quickly, call it another name, continue the business because all the clients started dropping them, right? They did not want to be associated with a PR consultancy firm that was helping to topple government, that was propagating racial disharmony, and supporting the bad guys, so to speak, right? So they had to rebrand themselves, and now I don't know whether business-wise they're doing so. So yes, the answer to anyone, if you're in a company that suddenly does this nefarious deed of lying, I'm sorry to say, you go back to your nawaitu, your value. Your nawaitu and value in your heart. Are you an honest person? Do you have integrity person? Are you a trustworthy person? And if what they're doing is not transparent and is hoodwinking the public, do the courageous thing and resign. Okay? Because remember, getting a job, not from them. Never forget that. Right? Never be beholden to money, and therefore that's why crimes are committed. Because the nawaitu is wrong. The nawaitu, you put materialism, money before Allah. Right? So, ladies and gentlemen of Unizas, if you're put in a situation, you're put in a where they ask you to cheat and lie and spin the story, but behind you, you know that is not true, and you are lying, please back away and please leave. Okay?
Thank you,
Now,
Tuan Syed, for the
doctor
great
there just showed
explanation.
the thumbs up.
Okay, we will have
Okay, we have 4 more minutes, right?
next question, Tuan Syed. This is
I
from
give you 2 because I came in late, so you can have 1 more extra.
this is from our alumni. Besides expanding networks and partnership, what are the key concepts or idea to continue building on branding and identity of organization?
Okay, very good. So beyond that communications of collaboration, you need to be market savvy. You need to be business savvy. You need to know what is your organization's business goals, what is driving its business sustainability. And you identify what are the areas that you can, through communication, lead your business bosses towards developing, right? So one of the key things is for the business is government advocacy. And today in all, you need the willpower of the government, the public policy makers to be behind you, right? Without them, you will have a very uphill climb to sustain your business, to continue the business, or to even catapult your business to higher grounds. So business acumen is one thing, knowing your industry is another thing, strong stakeholder relationship, and beyond just stakeholder engagement with the government alone is advocacy. So government advocacy, what is it about? Understanding from the perspective of the government what the government is looking for and what you're looking for, a narrative that matches together so that the government says, yeah, okay, you're aligned, so we will support you, right? So now I'm telling you, in terms of government advocacy, you'll be the first to hear from me. Now, have you all been in the news about the high-speed rail? Have you all been reading about the high-speed rail? You know what's the situation on the high-speed rail now?
Yeah, they closed the deal, right? They
terminated, yes. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So the high-speed rail main objective dulu was to bring it straight into Singapore, right? So from there, it's supposed to generate foreign exchange, right? And and people now can actually time that, oh, if I get a job in Singapore, 90 minutes I'm down there, okay? The ticket might be a bit, but I think with my Sing dollar earning there, it's worthwhile, right? Something to that extent. And for people, business people especially. So that, and of course, being a high mega project, governments from both sides through that will also get to benefit, right, financially. But now, of course, with whatever the purpose behind it, politics or what, now the government has come to say, they're not carrying it. And I think the deal breaker was that one of the joint companies that the Malaysian government was supposed to have, they didn't want that because they said, what for this? If I've decided that I want the rail to stop in Johor, what for do I still need that joint company with Singapore government, right? Because by having a joint company, the Singapore government will also have privy to your earnings, right? They will know inside out what you're doing, right? While this is going on, one of the way of looking at potential government advocacy is going down with a high-speed rail put aside. People are saying, okay, let's go back to the YTL double tracking thing, right? But also, plus we look at it as an opportunity to advocate to say, hey, as we're looking the southern part, would the government use some of the budget that was allocated, right, and support in the expansion of the lanes for comfort, for safety, and it makes sense because for us it's discretionary travel. To travel down is easier. You want to go down to Johor on a high-speed rail, and let's say busuk-busuk the ticket is $200 per head. You're a family of 6. That's 1,002. But if you all go into a MPV, 6 of you, you drive in, the petrol from KL down there, maybe up and down altogether is about 150 lah. Let's say you travel a lot, right? Your toll charges going down to Skudai and then coming back up after that, in total is only 88. So all in all, net your traveling cost maybe is way below 200. So why should you pay an extra 1,000. Doesn't make sense, right? So when you have all these things, when you need to look at what is the best benefit opportunity that is for your company, but it also correlates to the bigger beneficiary of the government of the day, as well as the important stakeholder, the rakyat. All right, is that sense? Okay, so I can have time for one more question.
Okay, sure.
Tuan Syed, on social media, I think that we need to be fully transparent to gain the trust from the public.
Okay, so transparency, honesty. You have to understand when you go in a battlefield, you're not going to tell your enemy, "Hello, I've only got 2 bullets left." Social media is a battlefield. People who are on certain platform on certain social media already have preset notions about what they want to say to you. That's why they call it troll army. The word, by using army, already connotes it is a war, right? And trolls, as you know it, are ugly creatures. Trolls are out to create mayhem and murder. So the mere fact of that, you need to be guarded. And remember, what is pasted on social media remains on social media. So be careful, very careful of what you say and how you're going to say it. And my team also knows, sometimes you see how the person reacts and responds, you know you don't have to jump in and answer. Sometimes you can answer privately, right? And you can track. And the good thing about social media is, because it is a platform, you can observe and track the response, the reaction, and whether it is a pre-mediated attack. Is it genuinely somebody who just goes in there to, in a nasty way, asking for help, right? So one point on our nawaitu to help people, always sanctify, but also observe, right? So when you are able to have that judgment call, this is where your leadership develops. We need to be discerning. We need to know where to, which battles that can be won, which battle to refrain from, and which ongoing battles that sometimes we just need to run to fight another day, right? And at the end of the day, the reality is, whatever is said and done on social media, you know the old saying, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words can never help me, never hurt me, right? Now, Twitter, you also have to look at Twitter. So siapa yang kata benda-benda on Twitter, is it the minister, right? If you notice, recently yang LPT punya floods, plus LPT2, we collaborated to send out messages to help highway customers to plan their journey or to refrain from making the journey, right? But those who are already there, what are the alternatives or options that you have, right? If we went in that LPT is our competitor, kita diam je lah. But it's wrong. Every highway concession, we are brothers. We are together. LPT punya customer is LPT2 punya customer. it's also plus customer. Because if you're staying in Ipoh, you want to visit your mother in KL, then you want to go and see your pakcik in Terengganu, you're going to Plus, you're going to Duke, you're going to Karak, you're going to LPT and LPT2. So it is all connected, right? So in terms of the visible support through social media, we also doubt for them, right? We also help bring out and share this. Remember, they also have social media platforms. But our social media platform, ladies and gentlemen, if you know, is always limited by the numbers, right? That's why there are people who become social influencer, because their influence is 10,000, or micro influencer is only maybe 300 people or 1,000 people. So how Plus helps LPT, while they might have followers on their SOCMAT, we amplify it on our SOCMAT so that a more prolific and wider scope of highway customers being aware of the situation, and then they can adjust and plan their journey. And this falls back into the core of our brand promise. Our brand promise to our highway customer is taking good care of you every step of the way, right? So by our handshake, by our collaboration with LPT and all the other highways, we seek to serve our purpose, our brand purpose. Okay, so going back to your question, you need to be discerning on where you are at in social media. You need to observe who are the people who are saying what, and are they bona fide people? What is their nawaitu? If you know whatever you say or do, the nawaitu is just to hit you and hit you and hit you. Why go into that battle? Just be silent. Won't cost you money, won't cost you arm and leg. You're not triggered. Right? Okay, so it's 11:09. Is there anything else?
I think that's all for our event today. Thank you very much, Tuan, for your full word of advice. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we have come to an end of our talk. First and foremost, we would like to wish and express our sincerest gratitude towards all of our panel for today. We will also wish to apologize for any inconvenience caused during the event. This marks at the end of our talk. May this club spark the student spirit to continue striving the best for a better future, especially in the field of PR. And may you spend the rest of your day in high spirit, stay healthy, and stay safe. The event has finally come to an end, but before we go, I would kindly like to ask everyone to remove this online room for a brief photo session. May I ask all of our guests to please turn on your camera and strike your most confident pose. Please remain in your pose for 5 seconds to us to capture it.
Wow, okay.
Okay, smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. It's really a pleasure. And all the best to you. Dr. Zanaria, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Tuan Syed.
Thank you so much, Tuan Syed.
Okay, have a good year ahead, yeah?
InsyaAllah.
All right.
You too.
Okay, take care, everyone.